Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a group of local leaders come together to give us an update on flood relief right here in Perry County. And a couple of organizations shift their attention to providing books for one Eastern Kentucky school system that lost so much.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning to you. It is Wednesday, the middle of the work week. I'm Dakota Makris, and it's just before 5 o'clock here. Let's take it over to Brandon Robinson for a look at our forecast this morning. And Brandon, if I'm looking at that correctly, what would you call that? Is it spotty fog? What do you call that?
Patchy.
Patchy. Spotty fog. Goodness
Spotty
gracious.
showers.
Yeah.
Patchy fog. But yes, but here's the thing. The sensor network is a little bit deceiving. Now, I ran through some patchy fog at times on the way in, but I can tell you a lot of spots are still dense fog this morning. It's just not as bad as yesterday. All right, let's take a look at those numbers this morning since we've kind of already talked about them just a little bit. Let's go to the maps, and you'll see again some visibility issues out there for parts of the Cumberland Valley. Middlesboro and Harlan down to 1 mile visibility. Williamsburg's down to 0 visibility. And then you see anything less than 5, which is kind of limited this morning on this map. There's a few spots there. Logan close to 0 visibility. Moorhead down to 3 miles, and Somerset at 5. So just be careful out there regardless. It's not as widespread as it was yesterday. So that's some good news. The temperatures a little touch cooler than they were yesterday in some spots. 56 in Clintwood is our cool spot, but all of Southwest Virginia from Wise at 57 to Jonesville at 59 is in the 50s this morning. Low 60s across much of the rest of the area. The hot spot this morning is Jackson at 66. They'll drop here before too long. So a normal day on the coffee meter, and then a little extra for some cooler temperatures out there. So enjoy that today. It's going to be a nice change of pace, but as we head deeper in the daytime hours, we're going to see temperatures actually warm up a little bit today. Not too muggy just yet, but it's going to be warmer actual air temperatures, but the sunshine continues for now. Rest of the forecast coming up in just a little bit. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. Well, the road to recovery will be a long one for many as our communities continue to rebuild nearly 1 month after devastating flooding hit our region. Local and federal officials met at the Hazard Perry County Chamber of Commerce meeting yesterday, where city and county leaders said they are working as fast as they can to repair roads and water systems. Hazard Mayor Happy Mabalini explained Tuesday morning how hard city crews and outside crews have worked to restore water to City of Hazard water customers. So far, 97% of customers have water. The mayor says 2 of the city's main water lines exploded.
Then at the water plant, the 2 high service pumps go out simultaneously. So the plant's down again.
This video from the Louisville Water Company shows the extent crews went through to replace lines. The mayor says several Kentucky counties and cities helped the City of Hazard repair lines, saying without this help, the city would be in a state of emergency for years.
We've got 97% people back on the water, and they said this wouldn't happen for 6 to 8, 9 months, but we're actually pumping water into the Buckhorn tank.
Perry County Judge Executive Scott Alexander says by day 3, 21 available crews, outside crews, and even help from the state were working on getting county roads repaired, saying nearly 100 bridges are damaged.
There's no short-term quick fix to bridges, but we've immediately started putting in temporary low water crossings or walk bridges to try to get access to these people.
County leaders are talking with FEMA representatives. Emergency Management Director Jerry Stacy says if you are denied assistance, do not wait to appeal.
A lot of people are signing up without making an itemized list of all the damage on the inside with your contents.
Making sure Eastern Kentuckians get the help they need. In Perry County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News. An American Red Cross representative says a preliminary report shows more than 1,600 homes were either destroyed or have major damage because of the flooding. Nearly 60 people in the River Caney area of Lost Creek have come together to file a lawsuit against Blackhawk Mining and Pine Branch Mining. Many of the people in that area lost their homes because of the flooding we saw in July, and some are now homeless. Well, they accused the companies of failure to operate slip ponds properly, claiming the ponds were improperly maintained and improperly constructed, allowing debris and excessive water to flow onto properties in the River Caney area, making the recent flooding much worse.
This was a man-made incident. I've seen it myself, of the pond that's broken, and and we knew it that night because you could smell it.
Well, Black Hawk Mining has not commented on the lawsuit. Governor Andy Beshear says he has been speaking with Kentucky legislative leaders about a special session on eastern Kentucky flooding. The governor said on social media yesterday they reached an agreement on a special session, and he signed the call for the session to begin today at noon. He said it is safe to create a safe fund like the one created in western Kentucky following deadly tornadoes in December. We plan to have a reporter in Frankfort covering it today. And 12 counties are now eligible for disaster food benefits, rather. Those include Breathitt, Clay, Floyd, Knott, Leslie, Letcher, Magoffin, Martin, Owsley, Perry, Pike, and Whitley counties. The program is similar to SNAP, but specific to disaster survivors. People who already receive SNAP may receive supplements to make up for food access lost in the flood. Applications open today. As help from the Commonwealth continues to pour into eastern Kentucky, the federal government is still helping victims. FEMA is set to give out more than $45 million in aid to flood victims. So far, more than 5,700 applications have been approved. Governor Andy Beshear says FEMA has approved more than 2,000 applications that were initially denied. The Kentucky State Fair is also helping flood victims. FEMA is setting up a booth for the remaining days of the fair. Agents will be on hand to answer questions and help people apply for disaster relief. They'll be there now through the 28th. FEMA may be able to provide critical need assistance to folks who are unable to stay at their homes. The assistance would be for individuals who have an immediate or critical need. Individuals may be eligible for critical need assistance if they can complete a FEMA registration, pass identity verification. At registration, let FEMA know you have critical needs and request financial assistance for those needs and expenses, and have a pre-disaster primary residence located in an area designated for assistance. 2 school districts in our region won't return until the middle of next month because of last month's flooding. Knott and Letcher counties are being pushed back the furthest. Yesterday, one Knott County student talked with state education leaders about the impact the flood has had on him and his community.
You know, you lost a couple things, or some friends of mine lost everything. There's a lot of what ifs, and we're kind of just waiting to see how the future pans out with that.
Well, the start back date for Knott County is September 19th. At last check, there is still not a definite date set for Letcher County schools. The Kentucky Educational Development Corporation and charge leaders are accepting book donations to send to students over in Knott County. Well, some of the district's libraries were damaged in the flooding and books were destroyed. A veteran Knox County teacher is stepping in to help. She reached out to the KEDC and charged to help collect book donations.
That's what I want. I want the kids to have books that can take their minds off of the sadness and the negativity, and bring a little bit of happiness in their home and in their schools and in their classrooms.
Well, you can drop off gently used books or new books in Lexington, Ashland, or Barberville. You can also buy books from the KEDC's Amazon wish list. Books can be dropped off on weekdays between 9 and 4 from now until September 9th. Well, thank you so much for getting your Wednesday morning started with us here on Mountain News This Morning. Just had this morning, NASA shares some stunning photos of the largest planet in the Milky Way galaxy. That's coming up next.
Those are pretty cool, too. I've seen some of those already. After another foggy start, it is shaping up to be another nice day across the mountains. I'll have the latest forecast in about 3 minutes.